This is Blerd is the New Black with your boy Dre.
Mark, a.k.a. Lit Harrington.
And of course, Aristotle Jones.
Love that name. I love both of them. I need to come up with an AKA.
Well, it's Salt and Pepper Stepper, but we'll talk about that later.
Hey.
Wait a minute.
Making me feel self-conscious. Anyway, all right. So today we're going to start off with, I want to start off with the Infinity Wars trailers. Have you guys seen it yet?
Oh, dear God, yes.
Yes, definitely.
Now, all right, based on that, do you think it's going to be better than Black Panther, or it's going to be overhyped?
Come on, man. That's not even a question. Is the sky blue? Of course. I mean, I love Black Panther.
Do you think it's going to be better than Black Panther?
Hell yeah. Fam, you get 10 years. This is a culmination of 10 damn years. Come on. Of course.
Yeah, but, Mark, remember, we waited like 5 years for that Matrix sequel, and yeah, that hurt.
Yeah.
So,
but you know what? That's 3 movies versus, shit, we're talking like 20.
17. I think 18 out of Black Panther, but I think like 17 or 18, something like that. It's a lot. It's a lot of movies. I just don't, I don't know. I've been duped before where I'd say, oh, wow, this trailer is dope. And then it subs balls like fucking Force Awakens. That shit stuck.
Yeah, but, you dated shitty women before, and now you're getting ready to get married. So what's your point?
Fair enough. But I don't know. I like Thanos. I know that somebody's definitely going to die. I think it's probably going to be Cap. That's my feelings on that shit.
At least.
At least Cap. You think it's going to be more than one?
Oh, absolutely. A couple of people going. Yeah.
Who do you say? Who do you think?
Well, Cap definitely. Thor might get it. Pause. Wow, that didn't come out right. Thor might die.
Good job there, Mark.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. No, but you know what? Iron Man, I don't see him being around. I mean, I heard rumors that he's gonna retire, but how the fuck can you retire with all the other, with some other bullshit going on? You can't just sit there.
I'm thinking it's gonna be. No, I'm thinking Tony Stark. But someone actually made a good point though. With Doctor Strange in it, all rules are off the table now because someone could die, but he does have the power of time to bring people back. So
yeah, but if you've seen the trailer, his ass might die. All them damn pins in his face, that shit hurt.
Yeah, but I don't. He's not enough of a character for people to feel it. You know what I mean? Like people are gonna feel like Captain America dying or Iron Man dying. I don't think people are gonna. Doctor Strange only had one movie, and I think only appeared in 2 Marvel movies. That's it.
Yeah. By the way, this is a week after Chris Evans announced that he's done after Avengers 4. So.
Oh, did he really say that?
Yeah, he mentioned that last week. He's done. So.
I mean, he made his money. He made his money. How crazy is it to be in a series like that where you made like tens of millions of dollars? Like, why would you even act anymore?
Yeah, and it's even crazier that every, for the next couple of Christmases, at least one kid will have your damn toy. That money's going right back into your pocket.
I don't know, depending on their contract. Because I've been reading a lot, like even like doing merchandising myself, just like, yo, you're gonna love this. So the other day, I got hit up by the. Wait, I'm trying to figure out what I'm allowed to say. I got a cease and desist letter from a very prominent person who could possibly run for office because I put up their name on some stuff, and those copyright people, like they don't fuck around, and it seems like they try to grab every dollar possible. So I'm like thinking, if they're that greedy with something as like a no-name motherfucker like myself putting out some fucking novelty shirt, I can't imagine that they're gonna open up the purses for people to make millions of dollars when they can just be taking it,
Yeah, nah, because you know why? Because you get some marketable Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Evans or whoever, and these people making millions and millions of dollars. Yeah, I better get a cut of the fucking doll.
I'm assuming, Chuck, you don't watch these movies like we watch these movies, because he's like silent as fuck over there. Like,
Well, no, I'm letting the professionals do what the professionals do. I don't have, as you know, I don't have really strong background with it. I saw the trailer though. I think it looks dope. I'm not going to front on that, but I'm not sure if it's going to do what Black Panther did. I'm not sure if you guys mean as far as like your own personal opinions of the film, or if you mean by like a box office or what it did from like from a box office. I don't think it's going to touch Black Panther. Just because Black Panther brought in, including myself, so many people who don't have that background, don't have that knowledge, but just wanted to be a part of it, and that's where I think Black Panther it wasn't, no disrespect, it wasn't just a superhero film. It wasn't just a film. We've had discussions personally to where I spoke down on it until I saw it. I'm like, oh, I didn't just see it, you felt it, and that's rare when you go to a movie and you feel something, and I don't think that this new film is going to be able to compete with it in that regard. It may, have a better plot, or, it may look better on screen visually, which I doubt, but, regardless, I don't think it's going to do what Black Panther did. Just because, Black Panther represented what represents something larger.
Well, it's funny when you say about the impact shit. It's like, I drive around now listening to the soundtrack, not like the Kendrick Lamar soundtrack, but the actual score from the movie. Like, you listen to that fucking Killmonger intro. Dun, 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 dun. I'm like, yo, I listen to that shit in the gym all heavy. Like, yo, I love that fucking thing. So, hey, you're right. It's definitely adding something that wasn't there before, because I definitely wasn't doing that with the Iron Man soundtrack or Thor. I couldn't even fucking tell you at least one song on any of those fucking soundtracks. Not one. So, that's a very fair point. Actually, I wanted to also talk about, did you guys follow that March for Your Lives thing that happened over the weekend?
Yeah, I heard about it. I mean, that was
the what? I'm sorry.
The March for Your Lives, march that happened in D.C. about the kids from Parkland.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was, what did you guys think of that?
Well, I mean,
I'll go. I feel like cutting somebody off and being abrasive. It just depends. I guess this is why we have a podcast, because there's always going to be valid points on both sides of the fence, right?
Right.
Do I think that the march was necessary? It depends on who you ask, Do I think the Black Lives Matter marches are necessary? It depends on who you ask, because at the end of the day, you have people on both sides of the fence that, on one side, they feel like, okay, there's no need for these type of weapons to be accessible to just about everyone, but they don't think that weapons should be taken from everyone either. So it's tough, but all this marching, man, people ankles got to be hurt now here. There's a lot of marching going on these past decades.
I like to see that people are actually active, because we're so apathetic. I even say that about myself, man. Like, it's very hard to care about anything, and I just like seeing people give a shit about something. It's like, I feel like for most people, they're perfectly happy with just going to work, coming home, watching Netflix, and watching porn and eating, and maybe not in that order, but yeah, that's just life.
I mean, I wasn't going to co-sign that porn was not included. I know that much. You wasn't just going to give me Netflix and food. It's a depressing life.
So I just enjoy the fact that you have. The only thing I'll say, my big critique of this whole March thing, and someone brought this up, and it's still, is like, we didn't give a fuck when kids in fucking Chicago were dying, like 42 on a weekend. Nobody was marching for shit like that. Like, it's tough. It's tough being black and giving a fuck about a lot of movements that don't include us, only because when it's us, nobody's around. Personally, I don't see a bunch of feminists marching with black women when they're talking about fucking police brutality. It's kind of like, well, that's a black problem. That's not us. So it's just like, it's tough for me to be like, oh, I'm on the side of this, because it's not like it's going to if a bunch of white guys want to shoot up shit, there's nothing I feel like I can personally do about that shit. And quite honestly, that's not even really my concern in life. because I don't go to these places like where they do shit like that. Like that shit that happened in Vegas, awful and stuff. But I don't go to outside concerts. I've never liked that shit. I don't want to sit on no fucking grass and and stain up my fucking jeans and shit. Like none of that shit has ever appealed to me. But,
I went to the Hove concert and I was on Yankee Stadium. I was on the field in the Yankees now.
You did? You went to that joint, the one with him and Eminem?
No, him and Justin Timberlake.
Oh, God, Chuck. What? I'm sorry.
I like Justin Timberlake. Don't you just small ass, you call me a little ass, you crazy ass. That boy moves like molasses.
Molasses doesn't move very fast.
Come on now.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of JT. I used to be, but after that whole Janet Jackson thing happened, I'm like, this motherfucker.
We both know I went for Hove. We both know that.
Fair enough. The last home concert I went to was with him and R. Kelly. I was actually there for the one in 2004 when R. Kelly got his feelings because people weren't feeling him like they were Jay. And he walked off stage like a bitch baby. So.
Oh man, he's got so much more scandal out too, man. Something else just dropped on R. Kelly yesterday.
Yeah.
What? Besides the slave thing?
Yeah, BBC did a whole interview about it. A 14-year-old girl. He's been raising a girl since she was 14 as his sex pet. It's just a mess. Just a mess.
It's not even a mess. That nigga's fucking he's one of those people that if public castration was a thing, he'd be first on my list to get that shit done. He's fucking disgusting, man. And it's only because his victims are black is the only reason why this motherfucker isn't under the jail. If his fucking victims were fucking white girls with pigtails, he would have been dead. They would have fucking brought the electric chair to that nigga's house.
Well, is this why, to bring it back, is this why we're marching? Because, like you say, Chicago, or Chirac rather, this is just, our kids are dying like crazy. Nobody gives a damn. But as soon as, as a high school gets shot, or school gets shot up in Parkland, which is apparently, like, last year it was voted, like, the nicest city to live in. Like, the safest city? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, this is the safest city. So once it becomes an issue with that tax bracket, with those people and their kids and their community, now we got to march. Now it's a problem. That's crazy, man. I don't, we lost way more in Chicago in a week than please, they lost in years.
It puts you in a weird mental space. I ain't gonna front it, which is why I escape into a lot of these, sci-fi fantasy things, because it's like I'm just fed up with regular life. Yeah. But then again, then there's cool things that come out, like the other topic I wanted to talk about, the flying car, like that's going to be released for commercial use next year. Fuck you, Mark. I think this is going to be amazing. This is when you know you're friends with people. They just shit all over your dreams. I'm like, yo, this is going to be the dopest thing ever. No. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I've been shadow boxing in my basement for a week since you told me this shit. And I've been waiting for this.
So what's your thoughts on this, you fucking piece of shit? God.
Okay, my thoughts on this are fucking reality. That's what my thoughts are. It's 2018. It ain't 2081. All right? This ain't fucking Star Wars. And if you think that they're going to build not build, because I know they've been building this shit for a while, but the concept of a flying car today, people can barely drive right on the fucking ground, and you expect to trust people in midair to not fly into your damn building? Come on, man.
Yes, I do, because first of all, you just regulate it in certain areas. It doesn't have to be everywhere. Like, I wouldn't say you should do flying cars in, New York City, but if I'm in South Dakota where there's nothing else, why not? It's just me and some cows. Let me live.
So, I'm going to be okay with people not landing on cows. People fucking kill each other drunk driving, again, on the ground. And even in the middle of... First of all, you really believe that they're just going to sell these cars just to be, running out in the middle of nowhere? Oh, I can go in a parking lot and float up 50 feet. Yay! And then come down and drive the fuck home. No.
I mean, for real, to be fair, I never thought that they would allow drones. I never thought drones would be allowed for commercial use, but I see that shit in my neighborhood all the fucking time now. Like a lot of the kids.
There's a big difference between a 2-pound fucking quadcopter flying and peeping in your damn window while you taking a shit, and a 2-ton vehicle that could potentially murder someone. Big difference.
First of all, that's 2 tons. Watch the video that I sent you. It's like a couple 100 pounds. And it flies.
Okay. Somebody's getting a little spicy. First of all,
all I'm picturing is Salt Bay in my head.
It's spicy.
It flies like a helicopter. It doesn't fly like a jet, or anything like that.
Oh, even better. So you can actually fly into a building at 500 miles an hour. Wonderful.
I'm going to give my opinion on it real quick, like
Please.
super
quick.
I think that it's going to be a rough year for transportation, or even like different types of transportation. Like as far as like anything that's autonomous, I'm sure that some part of this is going to be somewhat automated. And even if not, I just think different forms of transportation is really going to be affected by what happened in Arizona with Tesla and like that car that was driving itself killing a woman. Like they already have the government all on them. Tesla stock is plummeting like terribly. It's looking really rough for, these alternative forms of transportation, whether autonomous or flying or, when stuff like that happens, it makes the old guy step in and say, hey, you see, this is why we don't want shit to change because one person died. You know what I'm saying?
We're feeling regulation all over the place. I mean, now you said that. Well, I mean, I want to get into the Facebook thing later, but also like Bitcoin. I've been seeing the regulation is just been hitting the market so.
Yeah.
Like, yo, man, it's like I say it all the time. If I didn't get in as early as I did, I'd probably be jumping off a bridge because I'm still like, my profit margin is still pretty strong. But if you got in around December, like that, like all I keep thinking about is that poor motherfucker who stole his house and moved into a fucking trailer in the woods, buying Bitcoin back at when it was like $12,000 a pop, and now, I was like, that poor stupid son of a bitch. Why would you do that? But yeah, that motherfucker lost about 40% of his money already. And
he is at Subway cooking up all the subs. He is the oatmeal raisin cookie god. Do you hear me? He is not doing it in crypto no more.
Oh, I mean, when I read the article, it looked like he just sold all his possessions. And he looks like he's stocked up pretty well. Like he's just going to live in a trailer in the woods until Bitcoin hits $100,000. I'm like, all right. I mean, I have faith that it will get there. It's just regulation. Like, all right, I've said this before, and I'm probably going to do a video on this for our Facebook group. But I think our value, what we're going to see is like when the next crash happens, that's when we're going to actually see massive value in Bitcoin. Because I just frankly don't trust banks, to be honest with us. I keep thinking about all these institutions that we believe in, and then I just really, it hits you. This shit is being run by fucking people. People suck. And I don't think there's anything that we create that can be counted on in times of crisis over a long period of time. Or you'll always have people that will take advantage of a situation and fuck people over where they can. Just like we saw, like with Cyprus, same thing with India, same thing. Like, the bank will tell you, nah, you can't get your money, but it's right there. Nah, sorry, you gotta go home. But I need my money for food. Nah, they got phone calls.
I don't know about that, Playboy.
Yeah, but it's FDIC insured. Yeah, we don't have to pay that out for us. Yeah, did you know that when things are FDIC insured, there's no time limit on when they have to pay the money back? So if you have it's insured to $250,000, and let's say for whatever reason the bank loses you $250,000, there's nothing in their agreement that says they have to pay it back at the time of matter. So if you need that $250 for whatever reason, or even $10 for that $250, they're under no obligation to give you that back when you need it. It's when they feel
so. So you mean to tell me they like a nigga in the hood? You're like, hey, you got that money? I said I got you. I got you, though. Told you I got you. When? Check the agreement. They say I got you, right?
Yeah, but I've been giving you my money for years, and you told me if anything went wrong, I could get that. Yeah, I said that.
Yeah, I said, yeah, and they're like, oh, boy. Well, boy, I thought these bankers were better people. They're not. They're pointless people. There's another thing, too, that I saw. The dollar is, there's a lot of things going on in the world, man. There's it's called Petro Won. Basically, what's going on now is before the only way that people could, well, not people, but countries could buy oil was with U.S. dollars, right? So that would help stabilize our currency because all oil purchase was done with U.S. dollars, right? Now they have something called Petro Won, which Japan and Russia are now using, China as well, right? So now that's so much money that's not coming through our currency anymore, and they're saying that that's going to have a really negative effect on the dollar over the next over a good period of time. And plus, I don't know if you guys are noticing, but the market's crashing, man. It looks really bad.
Yeah.
Like really, really bad. It's looking kind of
ugly. But it's been overinflated for a while. Like, that's the thing. This isn't based. I think about that all the time. This is why I've never asked as heavily as other people, because the idea of stock is the circulation of money, not actual value of goods. And I always feel like I can't do shit with this fucking stock. I always say this, and I'm probably sounding like a broken record, but I could have $1,000 worth of Apple stock. I cannot buy fucking food with this shit. I can't even trade this stock in for an actual product. Like, I can't take my $1,000 worth of Apple stock and go get me an Apple phone. So what the fuck do I really own? It doesn't make any sense to me. This whole, like, when you really start thinking about it, this is fucking bullshit. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that this sucks. I really hope that if this whole thing does fall apart, that all of us come out of this okay. Because, I mean, we all have families, we all have loved ones. And even, like, no matter how much I prep, no matter how much I stockpile, I can't guarantee that, like, the safety. I can't guarantee the safety I can't even guarantee my own safety, but let alone people I care about. So
all I'm gonna do is just buy as much crypto as possible, and when everything else collapses, I'm gonna make people fight to the death for a paper wallet, all for my entertainment.
I mean, I strongly believe that if everything crashes, it only makes sense in my head that Bitcoin becomes bigger than what it is, only because no one can manipulate the shit. Like, you can trust that it'll be okay. You can trust that my Bitcoin today won't be overinflated or devalued based on some other asshole, like, creating a bunch of it and flooding the market,
Yeah, and Jack, the guy who created Twitter, he definitely said Bitcoin is going to be the single-use currency in the world in 10 years. And
I don't doubt it.
Who created fucking Twitter, so... This is good to be in the company of geniuses, Like, a lot of the people that support this stuff are the people that, were the leaders in, like with Facebook, like those twins. Those guys are at Facebook, and Bitcoin heavy, So, I don't know, man. It seems like the real innovators are all on this side. And Warren Buffett, old ass ain't, but we don't need him.
Or Jamie Dimos, or whatever that fucking guy who's,
Yeah, he's shithead. I know you're talking about J.P. Morgan guy.
I mean, he actually dialed it back, though. He actually came back and said that he was wrong. But I think that was...
He said it was bad, so he pushed it down. He bought some and said, it's great. He shut up and he sold it. It's a piece of shit.
He didn't have to... Oh, shit, I wonder if that's what happened. He did a short sale.
Didn't Mark Cuban do the same thing?
What?
Did Mark Cuban do the same thing?
Yeah, you know what they say happens? Like, how, this is what was happening or what they thought was happening, because I was noticing it too. I day trade from time to time. And what I would notice is, let's say, North Korea comes out, and I know you were just talking about stocks. There's some ways you could trade stocks, and you hold your position for minutes or hours, right? You don't always have to hold the stock forever. So, like, let's say, for example, North Korea comes out, and they test a missile, right? Automatically the market is going to do a shock push down. When that happens, North Korea themselves buy that shit up because they know once the shock of that news coming out, the markets are going to correct themselves and come back. So they were saying that the leader of North Korea was doing that shit intentionally just so he could profit off of it.
I would.
That's actually kind of genius. I can't.
Hell yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I want to tell somebody I'm going to do some shit, but nobody would believe me.
Actually, they would. That's why you have 5-0 with your dough.
Yeah.
Shit, they come over here, please. I wish they would. No, I don't.
Yeah.
You know how Facebook is.
This is why I was laughing. All these people who are like, one of my cousins is a big time gun activist. Like, he loves guns so much, and he's so pissed off with these marches. And he's like, this is bullshit. And he's like, oh, I'm like, why do you need your guns so, like, what are you so afraid of having? They're going to come for my guns. Nobody's coming for your guns. No one even said they're coming for your guns. But even if you bought an AR-15, which I think he probably has, like, no one's saying that you have to hand them over. All they're saying, going forward, we're just going to make it tougher for new people to buy shit. And, you know, he doesn't want to hear that. He's like, well, what happens when they come for our guns and then the government comes for us afterwards? It's like, you think the government needs to come for your guns? Have you seen what a drone can do? What a Hellfire missile can take out blocks. Blocks. Like, you don't, what do you, or even fuck that, like, they don't even use their technology, and they send in, like, 4 Marines to your house. What the fuck do you think you're going to do? This ain't Rambo, nigga. Stop it.
Yeah.
Niggas watch so many movies.
They got a lot more training than you.
Yeah, it's like, and that's even, I wouldn't even want to fuck with a military dog, let alone another armed person. And you think you're going to somehow Rambo this shit, you're going to put on all your gear, you're going to walk outside, and you're going to be able to take on a bunch of people. Like, yo, TV has fucked with people's heads way too much.
Yeah. You're right.
Can't
argue that. If a damn German Shepherd wrapped in Kevlar head to tail jumps in my damn window, you best believe I'm fucking surrendering. I'll sit down and eat.
Wait, they wrap these motherfuckers in Kevlar?
Oh, no, I just figured that's, you know, it seems a little more
okay.
nightmarish. I'd take that shit. I would love to have a damn German Shepherd wrapped in Kevlar. Somebody break into my house? Shit, I ain't need no damn gun. This is more entertaining.
Have you seen those fucking robot dogs from,
oh my God.
Boston Dynamics, yeah.
Yeah, that is scary.
Yeah.
These niggas can open doors now.
And they even told him, man, they even let the other dog, fucking robot dog, go through before he did.
Yeah, so polite.
Must have been built by aliens.
Yeah, like when I see, like, what would you do if you laid in your bed and the doorknob starts turning, and then in comes a robot dog? Like, yo, talk about shitting in your bed. Fuck that.
They put glowing red eyes on that motherfucker. Oof.
I ain't gonna lie. I might have to just keep a bowl of lava next to the bed. Trying to melt that nigga down.
Like, when I see shit like that, I'm like, all right, so what do we do when that's the norm? Because I think about that, it's like, yo, just like that line from Terminator, they don't sleep, they don't negotiate, can't plead with them, they don't give mercy. Like, what the fuck happens?
You die.
Yeah.
We can't win. I just spent this whole time trying to think about what I would do if I was laying in bed at the door and I couldn't think of one thing. This shit is gonna come. It's gonna find me.
It's gonna your girl. Feed your girl.
Over there. I might just try to wrestle this wild hard. So I grab by the neck. Because you can't run from it. It's faster than you. You can't do anything. You just gotta
get this damn robot dog to tap out.
Man, I gotta do something. I'm trying to break his ankle or something. Shit out of his neck.
I was just the fact that you recognize that because there's so many people I watch and I listen to who, again, believe they live in a fucking movie. So it's like, if that comes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to roll this way. I'm going to jump like words.
Nigga, please.
You think the people up at Boston Dynamics are going, damn it, we didn't write a program if he rolls that way and does this.
Yeah. Didn't Google acquire the company?
What'd you say?
Like,
didn't Google acquire the company?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh, shit, did they?
Astonishing. Yeah, they bought them.
Yeah. So when I look at that too, is like this damn thing, you can't even kick it over. That shit stuck in my head when I saw people testing it out and trying to kick the thing over. You can't even kick it over.
You know what's even worse?
We need to do. Oh shit, we need to become like bondsmen and bounty hunters, bro, and just buy 3 of those things. Just send them out. They're gonna bring his ass back.
You know what's
That's
good too?
like,
When you hunting that motherfucker down, even if you break into the house and the damn thing hides under the bed, Alexa will help you rat it out.
oh God,
Uh-huh.
that's so crazy. I didn't think about that. Like you could just take over all the technology in the house.
Have your phone ringing out loud to snitch on you. Like, I'm right here. For real, Mr. iPhone.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you all realize that we're writing like a fucking dope ass Black Mirror episode or a fucking movie right now when we're talking about this? Because I want to watch this.
It's not gonna be good when you have to live it.
Now we're in a dilemma because do we release this episode or do we like copyright this shit and then release the episode? Or is somebody else that's listening to this shit right now going,
Can I tell you something?
The only people who listen to our show right now are my mother and my girlfriend. That's about it.
Yeah.
oh, that's
and my girl, I don't know if I like her enough to share this. You gotta really love somebody to share this. You gotta be sure.
But that was like now it got me really thinking like, what the fuck do you do? These things that can just kind of roam around, chase you down wherever you are, can climb. Like, damn, man, this is such a. Because you got to sleep. That's another thing too about people. You got to sleep. You got to sit down. You got to pee. You got to shit. You got to eat. These things don't need that.
At this particular time, I'd like to call attention to the world's greatest hope in that particular scenario: hackers. Every time somebody releases something, 2 hackers come and rip that shit apart and figure it out.
That's true.
Until true. AI, you're going to need them.
Well, until we get true ASI. So, I mean, like artificial sentient intelligence, like AI systems that can think on their own, that comes up with complex shit that we can't even think of yet, then we're fucked.
I thought that was just considered AI.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. Like, I feel like the same reasons why we absolutely love technology and rely on it is the same things that are going to kill us in the end. You know, like we know for sure, computers don't make mistakes. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Computers don't take time off, and that's great. But when that computer is a dog, you got a problem.
Yeah.
Because he's not taking no time off, and he wants your ass. He's gonna get it.
Murderbot.
I mean, that's real though. I'm thinking like, well, what can you do? Like, can you do that thing like you see in movies, like where you go in the water and it's like it malfunctions, and you find out that they have water drones now too? I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, they're working on swarm drones.
Yeah, I was like, where the
one giant drone swimming at you? Next thing you know, it breaks out into like 10,000.
Oh Jesus Christ! Don't say that. Again, we're giving away great ideas. That's a move. Like again, for the movie.
Oh no! This is already reality. They're already working on that. DARPA started doing that shit. Like, yeah, man, yeah, of course. They're working on swarm robots for air as well as sea. So you're fucked from every angle.
Unless we all develop the power of Magneto or some other kind of.
Or damn EMP.
Do you think that's what will actually create, like, mutants? I always thought about that. Like, I feel like evolution, like, life itself, always, like, structures reality around the need of, like, living beings. Like, because you ever, like, look at other life, it's like, what created a fucking tiger? Like, what out of the primordial ooze created tigers versus aardvarks versus honey badgers versus apes versus, like, you know what I mean? Like, it seems like it's all these variations of life that are created out of a response to the environment. So I'm just like thinking, is that what's going to be the catalyst that actually gives people fucking superpowers? Like, I know it sounds fucking crazy. I know it sounds like ridiculous, but like if you told, people 300 years ago that we'd be fucking recording voices on plastic boxes that could fucking, that could be heard throughout the globe, they'd look at you like you're a fucking witch. So
big difference.
What do you mean?
Having a mind to develop an intelligent box that does something is a whole lot different than somebody actually lifting off the ground and flying. That's
Yeah,
completely different.
yeah, but I think it's more than possible. You figure, like you said, 300 years ago, if you mentioned anybody flying at anything, it was unheard
Yeah.
of and witchcraft. Now it's the norm. You know what I'm saying? In like every major city in the world. So if we could make that much advancement, and it, I think flying is, I think it's right around the corner. I think everything is right around the corner. I think
But
us being so limited I think those days are over. About to be
yeah,
limitless out here.
but let me tell you, if that's gonna happen, and no disrespect, again, this might piss off a couple of people, but I don't think that could ever happen if you still have any resemblance of organized religion.
Yeah, but
That's fine.
that's of course, but that's what comes with, this is the information age, and the more information that people have, the less of a hold, or the weaker of a hold that religion has on people. That's
Well,
that's the whole point. It's
well,
being able to talk and get that message out around the world.
Well, even as you just said that, though, Mark, think about it this way. Like, even though you said this sounds like ridiculous, but even think about, like, even 3,000 years ago, the idea, like, do you see how far the written word has made our evolution, like, just jump leaps and bounds? Like, think about other animals or other species in the world that took, like, over a certain amount of time to develop, to be able to build things and become different than whatever it was before. I'm just thinking about the fact that we used to live in caves. It's like 10,000 years ago, and now we build structures that like are impervious or almost semi-impervious for the environment that keep us safe. Like we're living so much longer than we should in nature. If we didn't have what we have, we'd all still be living before you. Like when you start slowing down, and you can't outrun things and fight for food. We'd all like lifespan would be like 40, 45 if you're lucky.
You're
But
right.
now you have people living to 102.
Yeah, and you know
Okay.
why? Do you know why? Because of something that we made, modern medicine. Again, it's
But
all something that
before
we
you
create rather than something natural as somebody controlling fire or controlling ice or whatever.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, think about like the idea that the ability to make universal language that no matter what environment that you occupy, no matter where you are, you can actually understand. I think is an example of that because it's not tools. It's not like you can concoct this shit together. You just figure out utterances. And then you figure out a way to translate it in such a way that not only that you understand it and your small tribe understands it, people beyond you, years after you, will be able to understand it by you fucking writing it down in the ground or writing it down on something and being able to pass it on. Just even the fact that your mind came up with that fucking thing. Because if you look at language and you look at how other animals communicate and understand each other, they don't have a written language. That's crazy that the human mind came up with a written language. It's kind of hard because it's like what we deal with on a regular basis, so it doesn't mean anything. But even right now, as I look at my fucking Schweppes seltzer bottle, I'm looking at all these like scribblings on this. It's like people came up with this, and it's ended. Like, look how long it's lasted. It's amazing to me that and this is how information. This is how we all have a shared reality. Because we're all looking at the same information and we're able to decipher that information almost simultaneously at the same time all the time. Like, I don't know, I've been just doing a lot of reading on biology, particularly like computational biology as it relates to DNA and stuff like that. And I'm just like looking at just like how life manifests itself. And you just think like, we all come from the same origin spot. We're all made up of the same cells, same atoms, all this stuff. And it's just like when you look at the one thing we all have in common, we're just differentiations of life, of organisms that came out of this earth. And you just see like the difference between like a human being and a fucking bee, or a bee and a fucking dinosaur. And you just think this is all representations of life manifesting itself. It's an amazing journey. Sorry, I went super nerdy on you guys. I apologize.
That was beautiful. I got to get on Google and look some stuff up, but that was amazing.
I wonder what. I want to know where you get your damn weed from.
it's called life, nigga. Like if I don't do this stuff, I had to go to the car show, the dealership today, and like it brings me back to how shitty human beings are. So I don't know if either one of you have had to buy a car recently or in the last few. I haven't for a while, and I went in there, and these motherfuckers must have me and thought, Mark, like, you know, I'm gonna get this motherfucker because they hit me. I looked at a car that sticker price is $12,000, right? And after we're doing like the deal, I was about to get the car, and they're telling me what the payments are going to be, and I break out my little, you know, calculator on my phone, and I'm like, wait, hold on a second. Based on the interest rate and based over the amount of time, it's going to cost me $20,000 to take out a for a $12,000 car. Like, that absolutely makes no fucking sense. You're telling me that the money that I borrow now is supposed to be worth 70% more later? Like, you mothers, like, this is such a racket. And you just start remembering people stuck were predatory and love to take advantage of people. Like, I need to be introspective and think about what creates this. Otherwise, I'll just be an angry black guy all the fucking time. Like, you ain't gonna get me, nigga. But
You got to be that way. I hate to say it, but it's always out here to take advantage, you know? That's ridiculous, but they always see it as an opportunity, man. It's your shortcoming is always someone else's opportunity, man. It's a shame.
Which it is. Oh, real quick before I forget, like just so we like cover this, like to round it all out. So you guys heard about the whole Facebook thing, and when I mean Facebook thing, I'm talking about our information just being kind of sold to the highest bidder lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely heard this, expected it for a long time. It's good it came out. It's a lot of other trashy stuff coming out with it. Is this whistleblower is blowing the hell out of this whistle.
Wow.
But you know, it's something we all knew. It's a shame. You know, maybe people will wisen up. I actually saw a picture someone made, and it really made me, it kind of put this all in perspective. It was two pigs, and you could tell they were at a slaughterhouse, right? And They were saying, oh, wow, it's so nice here. And it also says the food is even free, too. And the caption says, if you're not paying for the service, if you're not a paying customer, then you are the product being sold. And it was like,
holy shit, I like that.
It brought it all together, saying, you know what, we think Facebook is just this wonderful place that we use to keep up with family, but in all actuality, they take all this information and sell it and just invade all of our privacy. They actually just create an option where Facebook users can choose to acquire all the data that Facebook has from them and delete it. I doubt it really gets deleted, but it shows, like, for each person, they have phone numbers for people that don't even have Facebook that are in people's phones. They have every phone call and text message ever sent. Like, Facebook it's been crazy. Like, Zuckerberg has to talk to Congress now. This is a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, the app off my phone. Actually, as we speak, I'm taking the app off my phone. I didn't even think about that shit.
Yeah, it's over. I mean, they got everything now. The dick pics are Mark Zuckerberg's. Dre, it's over.
I don't. That's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I never suspected that. Like I always thought it was limited to whatever I put out there is going to be saved. Like I always thought that, but now that you know that they're invading privacy, that they're doing things like where they're downloading contacts, that's fucking gross, man. Because now people who never agreed to this are being put into the my mom. Well, much no, my parents are on Facebook now. But before, I'm just saying, like, yeah, their contact information, I'm sure they didn't agree to that shit.
Yeah. But see, my thing is I'm sure you hear the level of calm in my voice. And that's only because I don't really be trusting these white people out here. And I'm a woman. I'm being too crazy. But I'm just saying, bro, like, these the same niggas that been, you know, pulling the wool over our eyes for the longest, bro. So the last thing I'm going to do is act surprised when I find out that, you know, the predators are doing predatory things. You feel me? Like, it's crazy how we're always looked at like the violent ones or the threats. And they're always the ones that's on the massive global bullshit. You feel me? Like, it's just horseshit, bro. I just fuck them. Fuck 'em.
Goddamn colonize us.
Fuck Tom from MySpace. Fuck them all.
And on that note, that's a great way to end the show.
Right?
So,
Fuck 'em. Fuck all y'all.
End on the positive. Gotta end it on a positive note.
yeah, I'm not going to say that because I respect our colonizers, and I'm a good Negro. And
I don't want to make Massa mad.
I'm fucking kidding. We were all born with a fucking target on our backs, man. Actually, even on a more positive note, I do want to say shout out to my boy Q Cordine. He just got put in the top 40 influential people in New York City under 40. So the only reason I'm bringing him up, another black nerd, Harvard grad, dope kid. Like, he's doing a lot of great things in Brownsville. And I was just thinking about the way to combat a lot of this shit is just be more introspective and focus on our own communities and get off these social media platforms. We don't need this shit. And especially for those of us who are of color, particularly black people, waste too much time on that bullshit anyway. We should be building things and creating things, and if anything, just learning how to survive in our own environments. Like, spending all this fucking time on Facebook, Instagram, whatever else isn't helping us. So, that's a great way to end it.
I didn't know we were allowed to do shout-outs. I wanted to do a shout-out to my boy Von Derek. Brother Von Derek was popping Playboy. I know you just graduated from barber school. I'm going to come get a lineup, dog.
All right.
I don't know nobody named Von Derek. I just didn't want to be left out.
Mark, do you want to shout anybody out?
Fuck all y'all. I want to give a shout out to me.
To who?
Me.
Oh.
To Mark or Lit Harrington?
I'm sorry.
Both them motherfuckers.
I'm gonna get better with
all your motherfuckers.
Lit Harrington gets all the praise.
AKA Max Payne.
Hell yeah, Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, God, we have to play video games. We haven't played video games in a while. That's the only social media I want to do right now. We need to play some fucking video games like we used to.
Absolutely.
I got the perfect voice for radio.
Yeah. Don't we all?
Also, you guys, Mark, I know you're already involved in this. Anyone listening? You got some free time to kill? Get on Fortnite, man. You can get your life together up there.
I heard that shit is popping. People were talking about that a lot lately.
You're missing out, because I'm sure as soon as we get off, I'm gonna send Mark a message and see if he is trying to hop on and catch some bodies with his brother.
Shit,
Wait, do you have to pay for the game, or is it a free game? Like, how's it work?
It's
free if you on Xbox. You got Xbox One?
No, I'll just go buy one. I've been meaning to for a while anyway. Actually, Travis got one. I was playing it the other day. We were playing some zombie game. I do enjoy. It seems a lot more intuitive than the Xbox 360. That shows my age. Like, the last time I actually bought a video game system was the 360. But yeah, I like the Xbox One. It's kind of dope. So I might actually go pick one up tomorrow.
Do it, man. I'm up there. Ex Aristotle Jones.
How much does that shit cost?
Shit. Well, they one out now for the 4K TVs. You don't have to get that. You probably go in there and go to GameStop, bro. Get a used one for like $200.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that. I don't trust that now though either. Nothing used. Like, I saw.
Bro, you get the manufacturer's warranty, bro. It's like $15. You go in and get a new one if something happens. No questions asked.
No, I heard hackers have been putting roof on a lot of these cars. Like, well, not that, but on phones. So if you get a refurbished phone, like, any information you put on there, it could be like remotely downloaded.
Oh,
so it's like, yeah, I heard that shit. I'm like, fuck. All right, so I can't get refurbished shit like I used to. At least
nigga, stop asking how much it costs. Go buy it. You got no choice. That's the question.
Yeah.
Answer don't matter. It's $3 billion, nigga.
Anyway, all right.
Can I pay in lumens? All right.
That's our show. This is Blerd's New Black with your boy Dre.
Lit Harrington.
And Aristotle Jones.
Bye, guys.
Peace.